There is good news in Washington every once in a while, at least for hockey fans, because the Capitals just took it for the first time, it being the Stanley Cup. This is Sports Bites, and we're just reviewing what's been happening the last 24 hours or so. And in the next 24, the NBA is going to be perhaps wrapping up that championship because the Cleveland Cavaliers are behind Golden State 3-0. Let me see what else is going on. Of course, the Diamondbacks looking good, looking better than they have the last couple of weeks. And Sherry looking terrific after deciding to drop that basketball thing at the University of Georgia, where you were very good, weren't you, as a basketball player?
I was better in high school, but I lacked a little defense in college, but it was fabulous experience.
A Georgia Bulldog, Sherry Bronson, is here not to talk about basketball, not to talk about her career in hoops, but to talk about what happened next, which was?
Tennis. So, University of Georgia is a tennis crazy school. My eligibility ran out, so I'm like, okay, now what? Got a racket, and 6 hours a day, I practiced.
Well, and this is what happened. 3 world titles, 3 different countries, playing in New Zealand as an earthquake hit, representing the USA in 10 competitions over 10 times in 10 different countries. Hey, Sherry, you're a champ, but let us, the non-tennis people, be able to appreciate the game as we watch the French Open on television this weekend. What are we looking for?
You'll be looking for, of course, you'll be looking for Nadal and a warm day where he can get the ball up really high to Del Potro's backhand.
He's almost unbeatable, though, it seems.
Yes, I think he's like 102-2 at Roland Garros, so I would say
that's amazing.
He is amazing. He's fast. If it's a warm day, his ball kicks up higher.
And the women?
The women, that's going to be a super interesting match because Halep does not miss. She's faster. Sloane Stephens is steady, but she's going to have to hit winners to beat Halep. I'm not sure if she can do that. So that's going to be a very interesting match to watch.
But for all of them, then and the superstars of yesterday, they all, though, had to learn the game.
They all had to learn.
And that's what you do.
And that's what I do.
We'll talk about your teaching assignment.
My teaching assignment, I teach people of all levels, and I try to get them to realize it's a game for a life, that they don't even have to play high school tennis. They can come back to it later in life, which many of my friends have become better later in life.
That's good to know, too.
In their 40s, they all.
I think a lot of people think, oh, well, it's too late for me because I didn't play early.
No. Well, if they didn't play early, they probably don't have injuries. They come back with a renewed enthusiasm, and then they get hooked.
Well, let me ask a basic question that, once again, beginners or non-tennis players may be as confused as I am about. The surface. We hear about clay courts, and we hear about grass courts. And the French Open used to be played on sand. Okay, why is it that there's no uniformity like there is in virtually every other sport?
Well, most of Europe plays on red clay. And the red clay varies from country to country. So when Nadal plays his tune-up tournaments, he picks clay most similar to the French Open clay. Some of it's more granular, some of it's a little thicker, and the balls are all a little different.
But somebody must have said there ought to be something universal about this sport wherever we play on the same surface. Why not?
Well, the Europeans feel like there are more injuries on hard courts, and it's a quicker, faster game. And they prefer like fine dining as preferred to fast food tennis is what they...
What are we going to be watching this weekend at the French Open?
It's pretty much fine dining.
Okay, now listen, what I want to know too is how people get in touch with you to start a tennis career.
Through Seth Corey Tennis Academy.
Seth Corey, Corey with a K, And if you can't figure out any of that, or you can't spell tennis, you can always get in touch with us at AZ.